What's going on, everyone? I thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today. The reason I'm shooting this video is because I want to show my support to the people out in Ferguson in any way possible. And if you're not aware of what's been going on, I'm talking about the Michael Brown case, the 18-year-old male, the 18-year-old human, the 18-year-old person, the 18-year-old individual who was shot and gunned down by a police officer. And witnesses say that he was supposedly about 35 feet away from the officer with his hands up. So basically in a non-threatening position. And I'm not here to defend, Michael Brown. I'm not here to say he probably didn't do anything that made the cop fearful. But what I am here saying is that the cop took lethal action that was not called for. And like Mr. Brown's mother says, is that if you want to stop somebody because you feel threatened or you're afraid, you can always shoot them in the leg, right? Something that's that they can recover from, not something that you're actually trying to put somebody out. You're trying to kill them. So basically this officer had intentions of killing this individual. And another thing that really just, wow, it's I can't even talk. Something else that really bothers me is the fact that his body was just left uncovered out in the street for over 2 hours. And if you really think about that, why did that happen? Why was there no, medical services there to, evaluate the situation? If you really think about it, that's probably just a message that the police officers or the local police were trying to give off to the community, saying, you know what, we're the ones in charge, we're the ones with the authority here. So, and if you don't listen to us and if you don't abide by our rules, this can happen to you. So it just also prompts the questioning of, why are colored individuals so against, police or, any type of law enforcement? But there you go, that's your answer. It's just because the law enforcement shows people of color that, we're not here to help you, we're here to get you. And that message needs to change. And that's what a lot of colored people feel. So you can't blame them not reacting comfortably around law enforcement or any type of authority figure. Another person I want to talk about is Robin Williams. Robin Williams is one of my favorite actors and a great comedian, and I enjoyed watching his art, in movies like Mrs. Doubtfire and Flubber. Those are things that I grew up with, and it prompted a whole lot of questions on, depression and mental health, and a lot of people were having great conversations on it, and that's a great topic, and it's something that a lot of people need to focus more time and energy on. And I've been reading in a lot of social media sites, even on my Facebook feed, a lot of people saying, oh man, if you're dealing with depression, just please reach out, please ask for help. There's people out there, there's hotlines, there's this, there's that. And guess what? Ferguson right now is crying out for help. It's in a really devastating situation. And guess what? A lot of us have our back turned to them and say, oh, well, Robin Williams committed suicide. And I'm not trying to, downplay Robin Williams, but what I'm trying to show you guys is that that's something that we can change. But what's happening in Ferguson is something that we can change, that we can work on, that we should be focused on. And one thing that would really mean a lot for me, if you're out in Ferguson right now, if you can comment below and just keep us updated. So maybe like that, people can come over to this video and stay updated and stay up to date on what's actually happening down there. And people are foolish to think that, the oppression of their neighbor, has no effect on their people for tomorrow, because that's something you really have to think about. And one of my favorite quotes from Martin Luther King is, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So when you think like that, when you think in a community base, what's happening in Ferguson is something that's really scary. Because we do have to focus that this is a race issue. This isn't people throwing in the race card or anything. And now, when people are out there protesting, just think about it, guys. Don't be too quick to judge them. What's the first thing you do when you don't get it your way? If you're stuck in traffic and you're really upset, what do? You bang on the steering wheel, right? If you're frustrated with homework, you may slam your laptop or throw your notebook. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just we're emotional beings, and we get really worked up, and sometimes we just have to let it out. And that's what the people in Ferguson are doing right now. So do not be quick to judge them and call them criminals. They're hurting right now. And guess what? The militarization of the police is not helping. Them throwing tear gas at people who are behind fences, who are on their property, that's not helping. That's not calming situations down. And one thing that I really hope that our president does something about it. Our president shows the people that it's not okay to do this to a black young male. So that's why in a time like this, we really need black leadership, people who can lead non-violent protest, you know, with purpose, because right now I feel there's a lack of black leadership out there. And I know many of you, you know, when you hear about the Michael Brown case, you don't care because he just doesn't look like you don't have friends like him, or you don't socialize with people like him. But what I really want you to do is dig down deep and realize that he is a person. You get what I'm saying? That he did have many friends that really cared for him and that liked him and that can rely on him. He had parents, he had a mother, he had a father, he had siblings. So now, you know, for the rest of their lives, they have to deal with that pain. And just like with Robin Williams, I've been seeing many comments say, you know, suicide doesn't stop the pain, it just pushes it along to their parents. And that's what's happening with Michael Brown. So I really hope you guys understand that. And for those who are quick to jump the gun and say, well, think about black on black crime. Yeah, you know what? That's something that's serious, and I wish that wasn't true. But you also have to realize that 84% of whites who are killed by other whites, but nobody says that. Nobody brings that up. And this brings me to another point. Whites are viewed as an individual. If one white person does something, then it's Jim that did it. If one black person does something, every black person has to pay for it. So I'm sick and tired of seeing people generalize blacks or any person of color. I appreciate you watching this, and I truly hope the people of Ferguson get the justice they deserve.